Hi Aquarius, I hope that you're all doing well. What I'm seeing going on is that there's something that's being challenged a little bit. This feels like if you're kind of on autopilot, this can be something that you're not aware of, but coming to a place where you're fully present, you can be becoming aware of this. Because it even feels like something that maybe you wouldn't have challenged or questioned before that now you can be. We're starting off with Hanged Man, and we also see Page of Pentacles. Loosening your grip here is going to be helpful. Letting go of trying to control the process is going to be helpful. Seeing the Hierophant, this is what I was seeing in the pre-shuffle. So the Hierophant is connected with Taurus. Taurus is a sign that's connected with what we see as holding value, and then the ways that we hold on to that because we see it as having value. It's kind of like the stuff that we see as being valuable, the things that we empower, and then wanting to possess or hold on to or embody those things. Thinking about like the second house, focusing on this, and the second house is like what's most precious to you. Your possessions definitely fall underneath that, but it's not only just tangible things, it's also about your ethos, it's about your values, it's about material stuff that can be involved in this as well. And the Hierophant is connected with an energy that is, it can be connected with teaching, it can be connected with learning, it can be connected with us stepping into a position that we see as being honorable. It can be about our values as well, and about the traditions that we maintain, what we deem as being important to us, the promises that we make, the commitments that we have. And with the Hierophant, we always run into this question when things become questionable of whether or not we want to remain committed to the things that we are committed to. So that's always something that comes up there. Like, do you want to be on this path? Do you want to be on the track to be doing that? What do you think about it? And so yeah, that's what we have with these energies. Having both Neptune and having the Hierophant, we have Hanged Man and having Hierophant. I'd say these are some deeply spiritual energies that we have here, because Hierophant can be seen as being connected very much with spirit, and Neptune is, I feel like, the most spiritual energy of all because it's connected with everything beyond just the 3D. Maybe there's even something about your spirituality and how you're connecting that into the 3D, like how that's kind of materializing for you. There can be something about taking the high road. It's a strange thing to see. So I'm looking at Death card on the bottom of the deck, which is coming out again. When I pulled the Hierophant, I saw Death on the bottom of the deck. I pulled 2 more cards. Death is on the bottom of the deck again. So there can be something about a shift. Also too, Taurus and Scorpio, they are opposing one another within the birth chart. They're what's called sister signs. And these energies are connected with a sense of devotion, both of them. Both of those houses are connected with that. Both of these signs are connected with it. Seeing 3 of Swords and seeing 4 of Pentacles is a strange thing to see because 3 of Swords is connected with pain. And 4 of Pentacles is connected with what we're holding on to. So to be actively holding on to something painful is just an interesting thing to see because it seems almost like, if something's hurting to hold on to, wouldn't you just release it? Wouldn't you just let it go? But we can all have our reasons. And when we have the Hierophant there, it can be like, I said I was going to hold on to this hot coal. Now it's burning a hole through my hands, but I said that I'd do it. So yeah, something may hurt, but maybe you feel like allegiant to whatever compromise this is, and so you must do it. Because the Hierophant is us when we feel very committed to something. And so maybe you're committed to holding on to whatever this is, holding on to the pain of this. But it can also feel painful to hold on as well. That can be what you're feeling. Maybe you feel like you're getting something that you need by doing that, even though it hurts. This is such a weird message. I don't know, guys. Maybe it's going to make a little bit more sense later down the line. I'm not like totally understanding this. Maybe in order for you to have something you want, you have to endure something difficult here. Maybe you have to face something difficult here. Maybe that's what this is about. If you want something badly enough, if you think it's like of high enough quality, then maybe. I'm seeing Six of Pentacles, I'm seeing Four of Pentacles. This is like when things work in a way that you get involved in a situation and you feel like it's compatible enough with what you're looking for, then we don't want to let it go. So it makes sense to have that Four of Pentacles there, but you can be making every effort to make sure that this stays within your grasp. And I am seeing Ace of Cups, which is the opportunity to connect, but I'm also seeing it be connected with Three of Swords. So I imagine that if you're going to take this opportunity, if you're going to open this chapter, and because we have cups there, feelings are going to be connected with this, okay? When we have that, it can mean that if you're going to sign on for this chapter and you're really going to do this, there may be something painful as well that comes with it. And I don't know if that's like something actively painful or if this is just part of a healing process, but something is going on where I'm seeing it not just be like, it's not just an Ace of Cups by itself. There's like something that comes along with it. Because Ace of Cups we see as being like sweet and nice and you're connecting and like it feels good, and the depth of that and like the sensuality of that, whatever it may be. Like even if this is on a spiritual level, the way that you're connecting with something, or on a creative level, the way that you're connecting with something, or you could be connecting with somebody, whatever it may be, in love, whatever it may be, that is what the Ace of Cups is connected with. Like the thing that we hope to plant the seed of this, and that it is going to turn into something that really fills our cups and we feel happy with, and we feel at peace, and we feel a sense of joy. So you have all of these things that are connected with the Ace of Cups. And also too, having Six of Pentacles and having Ace of Cups is like, you have energy that you can use to exchange with. It's like you have change in your pocket here. And this is a great place for you to be able to do exactly that. This shows that this Ace of Cups, it shows that this chapter, this would be very compatible with you. That this is something that you have what you need to be able to keep this alive, to sustain this, to nurture this within your life. So then what is this Three of Swords about? Maybe you want something and you feel connected to something. Maybe even you recognize the potential within it, but it feels triggering. I'm looking at Five of Swords. Maybe there's some type of compromise that would have to be made here. And that can be something that, because of, okay, if you're going to engage in this, if you're going to indulge in this, and this looks like a good opportunity. When I say good, I mean like something that you'd actually be happy that you went in this direction. So that's on the table. If you were to do this, it seems like you're not going to be able to be in full and total control of this situation. And that may be something where you're seeing where you have control issues when it comes to something like this. Because I feel like something is a risk. I feel like something is a chance. I feel even like this makes you question foundational things, like even beliefs within your life. But it's for a good reason. You know, I saw this energy actually come out just like this not that long ago. There was a reading that I did where Hierophant and Five of Swords were in that reading. And the energy that came with it was this, like, this is the way that things are. Don't even question them. Don't even challenge that, because it's like my way or the highway, and that's just it. And there's no room for there to be any conversation, any discussion about it, anything. There's nothing at all. There's not an openness. It's just like, this is what it is. You know, like, it reminds me of like when somebody is like really polarized in some type of area within their life, and they're like, how could you even question the authority of this? When like not everybody sees it in that way, but there can be something going on. And this can be even within your own energy, something where, I don't know, it brings up something for you. It challenges something for you that may make you double take here. Maybe something that wasn't so questionable before. Maybe something has become questionable. Six of Cups, we want to participate. We want to be involved in the interactions that are going on, and having an Ace of Cups feels like you get a chance to do exactly that. So why wouldn't you take that? But then having that Five of Swords there is like, something about this is just triggering. So this would be you participating, and this would be a chapter of you doing that. But having that Five of Swords there, Five of Swords is when we're feeling scared, actually. That is what the Five of Swords is connected with, because Five of Swords feels like we're not safe for some reason, and the Hierophant can be something that we believe kind of like protects us in some way. That can be why we buy into that. I'm not remarking on that, I'm just saying what it is. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I actually, like, why would the Five of... I mean, if you want to have this new chapter, maybe there's something that you have to address, you have to confront, you have to work out. But I feel like this challenges something like the bones of something, like the deep structure that may feel triggering to even question. Yet the situation seems like it kind of is saying, well, if you want this, you're going to have to do that kind of work here. Because there's a conflict. This focuses on a relationship that you have. I'm seeing the Lovers coming out. Personal relationship. Why the Five of Swords? Maybe there's a difference in... When we have Hierophant and we have Five of Swords, this can be a vast difference in beliefs. It can be a vast difference in cultures or something similar to that. where what is like our norm maybe being challenged in some way. If this is something that we're going to go for. What's clarifying the Hierophant and the Five of Swords is the Hierophant, but I'm also seeing Tower on the bottom of the deck, which does give me more information, even though it's just the Hierophant again. So Hierophant can be where we are like, I'm seeing this be more of a shadow Hierophant energy, because Hierophant isn't always like this. Like, we do need a sense of structure within things. Like, Hierophant isn't a bad thing to be seeing, but tied with what I'm seeing it be tied to, this is more of a shadow energy. It's more of an obstruction, if anything. So Hierophant can be this, like, this is the way that things go, and I'm kind of like demanding that here, and I'm not willing to listen to anybody else. I'm not willing to negotiate. But when we have Hierophant and the Tower connecting with one another, it can create change to the bones of the structure. So this is like from the inside out. This can be a time where you can break out of some very like old ways that it's time for the upgrade to be happening. And this is a very good reason to do it. This would be a very good reason. Having Six of Pentacles and having Ace of Cups feels like if anything can convince somebody to have to go and rework, I feel like it would be something tempting like this. And this isn't tempting in a way where it's like devious. This is tempting in a way where it's like there's a relationship that's connected to this, or there's love that's connected with this, there's connection that's connected with this, and something actually that's very much what it is that you're looking for. So that can be motivation to question things that had been going on unquestioned before. But with the Hierophant, there can be a lot of power and control, yet this can be a time where we can make room for more than just that. I feel like with Hierophant and Five of Swords, this can be just shutting something down immediately and being like, no, I'm not open to it. Not because you're not open to it, not because you wouldn't like it, but because it conflicts with something, and kind of being a little bit lazy and not wanting to do the work here to figure that out. Because this isn't just a matter of taste where you're like, I don't like cherry flavored things and that's what's being offered to you. It's like actually a flavor that you would really like, but you can be like, well, I've only ever had blue raspberry before. And you might even like cherry flavored better, but and this can be deeply ingrained, like indoctrinated things within us too, right? Like the Hierophant can be connected sometimes with just archaic masculine structures within life. Yeah, this is like putting on a tough front but actually crumbling inside and feeling scared, because this brings up pain. See how Three of Swords is right above this? This is like having to deal with something painful, and it can be something where it's like, let me think of an example for this. It's like if you were always taught, like let's say a guardian or a parent taught you like a particular way of living, and something is coming through and like questioning that, you can be like crumbling a little bit, you can be losing it a little bit, because that's just the way that things have been for you, and you never thought that this is something that would come into question, and now it can be being challenged, and you can know in your heart something is wrong with this and that it does actually have to be addressed. But it can be like the type of work that we don't want to do, because then our ego is very unhappy. Because with the Hierophant, we can feel like, I got it figured out, these are the rules, I'm in control, and it's like this situation was not in the book. So now you got to figure it out, and you can't reference the book. Like, you actually have to do this on your own, and you don't have somebody really to look to here. You have to look within. But there can be this desire to just disregard this completely. I almost get that feeling a little bit here because of how challenging this can be to your core beliefs. But in a way where you actually see that there's a stagnation there. It's not like there's nothing wrong with core beliefs. They can be effective, but what about when it's blocking you from something that is actually fitting for you, and something that would be good for you, and something that you would actually love to connect with? What then? It's more of a block than anything. Like, this is no longer benefiting you. But it can be something that feels, I get this feeling of something feeling very, very scary, because this can be like, you have to be open here. You have to, can be a vulnerability within this as well. Like, your heart has to be open in order to connect, but this is like when we're feeling very, very protective of ourselves. And this can even be something like, I've really gotten hurt before, or I'm like terrified to face something painful. And Hierophant energy can be like micromanaging things as well. That can be the case too. Yeah, I get this again, like, you have something that's popping up and it's really high quality enough that it would make you question things that weren't really questioned before. But there can be a lot of turmoil that's connected with this because of what it brings up for you, and where you can be recognizing there's actually a block where this thing had been unquestioned before, and now you're realizing that it's actually something that it keeps you feeling safe but not connected. And so it's challenging that. So what I'm seeing with the Hanged Man is like, when we really tune into this situation and look at it from the different angles, what you can be seeing is where you're actually extremely closed off, and where you don't like to get out of control, where there's a lack of willingness at times for vulnerability, and when you may actually like sneer at something like the Ace of Cups, which is, it's always something so ironic, because Five of Cups, like within all of us, Five of Swords, you see this person's outfit, how it's green. Green is connected with the heart chakra. Five of Swords is when we are armoring our hearts so we don't get hurt. But it's like Five of Swords is actually obsessed with the Ace of Cups. Five of Swords wants that. So this is the part of us that like wants so desperately to connect, but is like, doesn't want to get caught looking that direction. And this can bring up a lot of stuff, because it's like, well, I was always told that this is the way that things are done, with that Hierophant there. And it could just be challenging a lot of stuff now that feels actually quite uncomfortable. And you cannot want to let go of certain things, but in a way it feels like understanding that when we have the Six of Cups, which is like the best of times, that's something that you can have, like this opportunity is coming through, and it can be another time of the best of times for you. You're not like losing anything. It feels like just getting with the times here. But once you get in a routine, and once you get familiar with things, you may really find that to be comfy and cozy, right? Because like, who's the only zodiac sign that we have here? It's Taurus. Taurus wants to be comfortable, wants to get into that nice little spot and just like lay there forever and have all of your favorite things around you. And so this is that part of us that we work hard for the things that we want, and we're very committed to those things as well, because it's providing us with what we feel connected to and what we want on a deep, deep level. And now having all of this stuff come up, I feel like there's something that's actually challenging you having the experience that you want to be having. Because Hierophant is really about those things that are most important to us. And this is saying, like, something is presenting itself to you that might actually be important to you, but it means that it's going to challenge something then. And I see something about a really deep feeling of anxiety, a really deep feeling of fear that's associated with, if you were to open yourself completely to this situation, if you were to say, I'm going to let go of trying to micromanage and control this, I'm just going to honor it, I'm going to move forward with things, there's some type of anxiety that's associated with what is going to happen. And that can be a big sticking point here within this, where there is a fear of what's to come. And that's where some of this, I don't think all of it, but I think there's a portion of resistance that actually comes from that. And some of you too, simply put, this is about stuff from your past that you have to let go of. That's not part of your current storyline anymore. Or it's beginning to not be part of your current storyline anymore, and it needs to be let go of so you can have what you want. But why the feeling of being teared apart, like where that's coming from, is just wanting to hold on to things and be like, no, it just needs to be exactly like this. It's being very, very controlling over this. Like you have to contribute, and you have to be in play. Like you have to let everybody take their turn, and then you take your turn. You're not just telling everybody what to do here within this. And there can be something about that where it's like, this is feeling like you have to play in the cycle with everybody, and this is like, no, like I'm just gonna hold these pieces to myself. It's like you're playing Monopoly, you're not spending any of the money there because you don't want to engage, because you just want to like go on the top of the hill and keep it for yourself. But then you're like also keeping yourself from what it is that you want. Like Six of Pentacles is those situations where you're not going to be taken advantage of. And I think sometimes with the Four of Pentacles, we can be influenced by this energy of, if I just open myself freely here and I give and I exchange, it's not going to be fair, or I'm going to be taken advantage of, or like that happened to me before, so now I just like keep my energy really closed off. But then it keeps you from those interactions that you want to be having, from those situations that you want to be having, from those exchanges that you want to be having. So you have to, if you want to play, you have to let go. You need to engage. And this feels like on the outskirts, seeing what's going on and being like, don't take my pieces. It's like somebody wants to play with you. It seems like the cycle is like, do you want to get in on this? And it's like, you actually love the game, but there's this thing about actually participating here within this. And I'm seeing this be actually connected with your past and where this reticence comes from. With the Hierophant above there, you can be telling yourself it's for a different reason though. So there's a need for you to check in about that. Because I feel very much like this is one of those times where it's like, let's say that you have like a bouncy ball and the other person has a bouncy ball, and to play the game you have to put them both in the middle, and this is like, you want to play but you also are trying to like hold on to your bouncy ball, which is just your energy. It's your energy within this situation, but you want to play, and this is a game that you'd have fun playing. It's like a situation that you'd actually, I mean, it's an Ace of Cups. You'd like to engage within that. This is just keeping yourself away from that, just because you're like, well, what if they take it? And I mean, what if that does happen? what if the bouncy ball does get taken? What then? Then we figure things out from there. But I think this just feels like a stagnancy where it's like waiting and just like holding off the rest of your life. What are you going to do? You're just going to keep it to yourself the rest of your life? You're not going to engage in life anymore? Just be an observer now for the rest of all time? You're not going to like play on the field anymore? And it doesn't come, again, like sometimes people don't want to go on the field because that's actually genuinely what they want to do, but that's not what you want here. This just comes from a place of fear. That's it. So it's actually keeping you from what you want. I think Hanged Man is the biggest key to this, and that is if you can just allow yourself to stop putting all of these conditions on this and just go into it and be open-hearted here and not be trying to control what's going on, that's really how you're going to connect in the way that you crave most to be connecting. And that is going to be the key for you here. And that is the point of going through this as well. So even though when you initially indulge in this, when you initially engage, you can get all of that stuff coming up that's like all of your fears and all of the whatever, all of the stuff that's telling you like you should be holding back right now. And then it's going to subside because this is how you move through that energy. So you can release it. This is alchemizing that. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.